everyone, and welcome back to another San Diego El Cajon update. I believe it's update number 6 of this airport. Previous updates done really well, so I'm going to continue this series, obviously the most frequent series on the channel at the moment. I'm going to try and stagger it, so every time I do a San Diego update, I'm going to do a Santa Clarita update. So next one you'll see will be Santa Clarita, and then after that obviously there'll be another San Diego, and just continue like that. You know, just 3 new models on the airport, and also the lighting, you'll notice it's different. You may have noticed it in the last video, but I'm trying to make the lighting a bit more, it felt very British, let's say, with my window open that's right next to it. It felt like Heathrow, so I've tried to get some LED yellow lights that you might notice in the background to try and make it feel a bit more like California, where it's a lot brighter and a lot nicer. So yeah, that's all I've really got to say about this update. May have some changes coming to the airport soon, because I'm going to add some gates where they're both wide body or narrow body gates, so say 2 wide body gates or 3 narrow body gates. But yeah, nothing else to add, so I'm going to get right on with the update. Now here we have an aircraft that's just done an overnight. It's an Atlas Air 747-8 cargo. Now it has arrived last night in from JFK, and will be very shortly be heading out to Anchorage, Alaska. It's just getting the last bits of cargo on board, and then it's going to push back once it makes way for another aircraft that will just be taxiing behind it. And just holding short of runway 9 is this American Eagle Embraer 175 that will very shortly be making a flight out to Phoenix, Arizona. Then just taxiing out to the runway that has just pushed back is this Southwest Airlines 737-700 with winglets. It's in the California 1 state livery. Still don't have any in the Heart livery, which I'm really trying to get some of them. So obviously that is a big part missing from this airport. But this one is just heading out to Sacramento. And just taxiing to a gate after landing is this Delta 737-900ER that's just come in from Austin in Texas. An aircraft that has also just arrived in. It's a United 737-800 that's just come in from Chicago. It'll be taxiing to the gate and then heading back out to Houston in about 2 hours. Then moving on to the Delta gate, it's an aircraft that's just pushed back from the stand. It is a Delta 717-200 that is just going out to Los Angeles. It came in from Albuquerque about an hour and a half ago. And yeah, it's just making a fly out to Los Angeles. And with a taxiing aircraft, so we're going to make our way to the aircraft that are on stand currently. So here we have a Delta A321-200 that is shortly going to be heading out to Orlando in Florida. Parked next to it is this Delta A321neo from Panda Models that will very shortly be heading out to Boston in Massachusetts. Still with a few hours before it departs is this Delta A350-900. This one you will notice used to go to Tokyo, but that route has been replaced by a new airline. You may or may not be able to guess what it is, but we'll get to it very shortly. So this one instead is going to be heading out to Seoul, South Korea. It doesn't depart until later in the evening. Very early departure, the first transatlantic departure of the afternoon today is this KLM A330-200 that will very shortly be heading out to Amsterdam. Here is a lovely model. This is one of the newer ones. It's also the aircraft that has replaced the Tokyo Narita route. It's a Zip Air 787-8 in the Love Tomorrow livery, I believe. It's the first Dash 8 coming to the airport, and this is the only model you won't have seen before on the channel. Obviously there are new aircraft that you would have seen before in Santa Clarita that are on this airport, but this is the first one that only flies to this airport. I think I'll only ever have it for this one as well, because at the moment the other airports I do don't have Zip Air. They're a small little Japanese budget airline if you haven't heard of them. But yeah, this service will be heading out to Tokyo Narita. Then here we have a Virgin Atlantic 787-9. This one will very shortly be heading out to London Heathrow at about 4 PM. And back onto the narrow bodies is the final Delta aircraft of the update. This is a Delta 737-800 that will very shortly be heading out to Salt Lake City in Utah. And here we have an American 737-800 in the One World livery that will shortly be heading out to Miami in Florida. Now here's an interesting one. At the moment, as we're recording this, Alaska had an issue with one of the 737 MAX 9s, which this aircraft is. One of the rear or close to rear emergency exit doors blew out about 16,000 feet, and they're currently, or most of them are currently grounded. But I say most of them because I believe some of them are back in the air as of today, so I decided to put it in just to add more to the Alaska fleet. So this is an Alaska 737 MAX 9 in the West Coast Wonders livery, and it is going to be heading out to Anchorage. Now moving on to Southwest, we have The Southwest 737 MAX 8 in the Desert Gold or Herbert E. Keller livery. I don't know the official name actually, so I just call it both. But yeah, this one is going to be heading out to Oakland. Another Southwest 737 MAX 8, this time in the Amur 1 livery. I absolutely love this livery. It's a beautiful model from NG, and it's going to be heading out a new route to Kona in Hawaii. We haven't seen a Kona route, so I'd say it's time to add one with Southwest. I want to get another Southwest Max so I can also have Kahului, Kona, Honolulu, and then maybe another to the Hui, or an 800 to do the Hui. But yeah, this one's going to be heading out to Kona in Hawaii. Here we have a British Airways 787-9 that has just pulled on stand from London Heathrow and heads back out there about 7 PM tonight. Right, next, the 787 is this Aer Lingus A330-300. That will very shortly be heading out to Dublin in Ireland. This is also another nice early departure and gets in relatively early into Heathrow, at least for a West Coast flight. Just here we have an Alaska Embraer 170. This one will very shortly be heading out to Seattle in Washington. Just on the stand here is a Lufthansa A340-300 that will be heading out to Frankfurt in about 1 hour. Just on stand, close to the Lufthansa aircraft is a JetBlue A321-200 that will very shortly be heading out to Fort Lauderdale in Florida. Finally, for this update is another new model that you were listening in Santa Clarita but not here, is a Spirit A319 that will shortly be heading out to Las Vegas in Nevada. Well, thank you very much for watching. Love making these updates, so I'll continue making them. Look out for Santa Clarita update next, because I will try and set that up within the next few weeks. Thank you for watching, and hope you have a good day.